Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barry and this is Sensualize. And today we have got a review of a Paris Corner fragrance from Ministry of Oud, and it's Oud Satin. So my friends over at Aroma Concepts have sent me another package with a few fragrances in, so I thought I would do a review of each. And the first one we're going to review is Ministry of Oud Satin, and this is by Paris Corner. So Aroma Concepts, if you've seen my previous videos, have reached out to me before, sent me some fragrances, reviewed them. They were happy with the response and asked me if I would review a few more. So I'm more than happy to review them, especially the quality of the fragrances that they're sending through to me. The last three, I'll leave a link to a playlist with all the videos in from Aroma Concepts, and they're just brilliant. They really are good. One was a really nice smell, but just didn't last, and obviously I have to say that I'm not on Aroma Concepts side. If I disagree with a fragrance, if there's any issues with it, then I'm going to mention it. So Aroma Concepts are a company based in Leicester. They tend to deal with some of the big Middle Eastern houses, and they send them out throughout the country. They're one of the main distributors. They're also sending them out to America now as well, so you can get them from all around the world. And they've been kind enough to set up a discount code for anyone that uses the website, and it's SENT10, so you get 10% off. So let's crack into this one. So I'll do similar to what I did before. I'll do a first impressions, then I'll wear it for a few days, and then I'll report back on my overall findings. So let's crack into the fragrance, shall we? So Oud Satin, what would you think it was based on? Now, I have seen quite a few of these Ministry of Oud fragrances around, and they've really got me interested. There's an Oud Greatest, which is based on Oud for Greatness by Initio, but this one is Oud Satin, and it's based on Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood. So already I'm well interested. I have tried the original and I do like the original, but it's just a little bit out of my price range. So let's have a look at the packaging, shall we? Here we go. Ministry of Oud Satin. It's an eau de parfum, and it's 100 ml or 3.4 fluid ounce. You can see there's some real nice detailing on there. Ministry Oud on the top. On the back you've got the Paris Corner label. Not a lot going on the side. And then on the bottom you've got the barcode and more information. Made in UAE. So let's have a look at the bottle, shall we? And look at that for a bottle. That is really nice, and it's really heavy. So you've got the Ministry of Oud little badge, Oud Satin, Eau de Parfum, basically the same as what's on the front of the box. I don't know if you can see the colour of the juice, but it's like a purple colour. It's really nice. So that's got me well interested already. The cap has got Ministry Oud in the top. That's really nice. It's a really heavy glass bottle. It's a bit sharp on the edges, but let's have a look at the cap. Quite a heavy cap. It is plastic, but it's still quite heavy. And then in the atomizer, they've got Paris corner. So I've just sprayed this thinking I was recording, and I wasn't, so I'll spray it again, as you can see. But it's a decent atomizer, as I was just telling you. Obviously you didn't know. It's a bit of a pressurised atomizer, and straight away the smell you're getting off that is so good. That is beautiful. It's got the rose, it's got violet, so you're getting a Parma violet sort of smell coming from it as well with the rose. There's not much oud coming through, quite a bit of sweetness. It's quite powdery as well. That is so nice. That is very similar to the original. I'd perhaps say that the original, probably a bit more depth to it. This seems like a little lighter, but that's really nice. I have wore the original. I've got samples of Oud Satin Mood, Oud Silk Mood, BR540 and the Aqua Vitae, is it? I think it is. And the one thing with all of them, they're quite heavy scents, and this seems to be like a lighter version. So it'll be interesting to see how long it lasts for. But that initial thoughts, that smells great. That smells really good. So what I'll do over the next 3 or 4 days, I'll give it a good testing, and then I'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts on it. So I'll go to some B-roll footage, and you can have a look at the note breakdown, and then time travel as it is. I'll be back on the screen 3 or 4 days later. See you soon. So I've been wearing Oud Satin by Ministry of Oud, which is part of Paris Corner, for 3 days, and I feel like I've got a good grip of what it smells like. But we'll get the admin out of the way first. Costs £34.99 for 100ml EDP. Don't forget, if you use the code SCENT10 you get 10% off. Originality, it's a copy of Oud Satin Mood, but if you went into your local pub or local supermarket wearing this, not many people are going to be smelling like you. Is it linear? It does change over time. It gets more powdery the longer you wear it. Projection, 2 hours plus, very good. Longevity, this is beastly. It lasts 8-10 hours easily, and you'll just keep smelling it, and if you get any on your clothes, you'll be smelling it a few days later as well. Who to wear? I'd definitely say this is unisex. It might even lean a little more feminine, though I am more than happy to wear this. I think it's great. When to wear it? I think it's a spring, colder spring day, colder autumn day, winter. You might even be able to get away with this in the summer. It's one of those fragrances where it's still quite light, even though some of the notes in it are quite dark and heavy. Compliments, obviously we're on lockdown, but I do think it's the compliment getting type fragrance, and like I said before, I don't think many other people are going to be wearing it, so they're going to be intrigued of what you're wearing and want to know what you're wearing. So my overall thoughts on this, I would say the original is a bit richer and deeper. This is a bit more synthetic in the opening, and you get a fruity rose and oud. As they get into the dry down, they are pretty close though, and I would say this is a lighter version of the original. I do feel this is more powdery overall, but for a lot of people that's a massive bonus. I'm absolutely delighted by this, and I can't wait to try the others in the Ministry of Oud line. If I was looking at this as a standalone frag, I would be gushing at how good it is. I really would. Is it a hit or miss? I would say a massive hit for me. Worth the money? In my opinion, it is more than worth your money, and especially when you consider how much one of the originals from MFK cost. It just beggars belief that they charge so much for something which you can replicate and be as good as. I prefer this to the original because I like the lighter feel to it, and I'm very happy with this. Have you tried this? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. Stay fragrant, not vagrant.